Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. When it comes to co-parenting with narcissists, it really seems impossible because they are not cooperative. When co-parenting with a narcissist, he or she will commonly use the children to trigger you, affect you, keep you bound up in court and custody battles, and mine narcissistic supply from you. And this is a common way that narcissists continue to abuse as partners. What can help significantly is parallel parenting, because this can create space, healing, and power for you. It keeps your children removed from their parents' battles, and it also helps you have enough healing and detachment to be the solid, powerful influence that your children need you to be. Okay, so before we get started on all of this, thank you everyone who subscribed to my channel for supporting the Thriver mission. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I want to remind you to please do. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit the like button. Now let's dive in. What is parallel parenting? Parallel parenting is a co-parenting experience where the parents are disengaged from each other and have limited direct contact. Parallel parenting is all about enforcing boundaries and then holding them. Parallel parenting means that you have separate parenting experiences. And at first it can seem really counterintuitive to do this, yet I promise you that this is the healthiest thing for your children. One of the ways that continued contact between you and your narcissistic ex damages your children, even more than you can possibly imagine, is if your children see you traumatized, feeling powerless, acquiescing, and handing away yourself and your rights and your boundaries. This sets up their template to be abused or abusive when they get older. It's what they will likely work from because it forms the foundation of their inner learned love code. The narcissist can also line you up by triggering you to then turn your children against you by making you out as the bad one, and that can lead to parent alienation. And naturally, it can be very confronting to create that level of detachment that you need, especially when the narcissist has your children. Because most definitely, we would like to have input into our children's well-being when they're with a narcissist. But the narcissist knows this, and it becomes one of their greatest hooks that he or she will use to abuse you and potentially your children. So what is instinctively natural doesn't work when you're co-parenting with a narcissist. Monitoring, lecturing, and prescribing to a narcissist does not make them better parents. In fact, it energizes them to act up against you and your children, and to use whatever it takes to keep triggering you and punishing you. So this doesn't just result in the children being disappointed, let down, neglected, or abused. It also means that you become more traumatized and distraught, which then affects your ability to be a solid state, calm, and peaceful influence for your children. So above all else, you want to take this power away from the narcissist. The more victimized, brutalized, and resenting of the narcissist and the situation you feel when trying to co-parent, the more painful the feeling of being victimized, brutalized, and resentful will be, and the more you will co-generate with the narcissist these experiences. Narcissists are a spiritual soul mirror of the most ferocious magnitude. Simply feeling traumatized by them, even without contact, feeds these people the psychic energy to keep doing what they are doing. I know it's tough. I know it's horrific. And my heart goes out to you in spades, because I don't think there is anything more traumatizing and serious than when our children are affected. To survive this and then thrive for you and your children, regardless of the narcissist co-parent, means that you need to find another way to deal with the situation, a way that works. You need true solutions for you and your children. And now I'm going to give them to you in 4 significant steps. Step number 1, acceptance. To get started on the healthiest track for you and your children, it's vital to accept that this co-parenting experience is happening, that you're not dealing with a reasonable person, and that the normal rules of engagement don't apply. Stop expecting this person to do the right thing, comply, or make co-parenting harmonious. Let go of that requirement and all your triggered trauma regarding it, and start focusing on your being and generating what you can to make the best of the situation. Know that you are in for the long haul, and accept this too. If you stay mired in the victimized feelings of the situation, not only is it going to be hard to emerge from it victorious, it's also going to be deeply detrimental to your children. The greatest gift we can ever grant our children is the knowing that life can deal lemons, and that we do have the resources and the way to make lemonade, regardless of how awful it is. Passing on our victimization to our children means that they too will remain trauma-ridden and will continue the cycles of abuse abused in their lives and their future generations' lives. The cycle will continue with them attaching themselves to people who make them feel victimized, let down, and abused. I promise you it is not true that both us and our children can't heal when co-parenting is involved. There are more people in this community having parallel parenting healthy experiences with narcissists than you could imagine. This isn't some fluke. It's because they've accepted their situation, rolled up their sleeves, and worked very hard at being and putting in place what is necessary to achieve this. What else is there to do? Step number 2, emotional healing and detachment. What it is that feeds the narcissist the energy needed to keep hurting you are your emotional triggers. Triggers that left unattended inside you, above all else, will derail you. There are no bigger terrors, I believe, than the ones attached to our children being hurt or the fears of losing them. And I know that this is some of the most difficult inner work you can ever do. Yet no matter how counterintuitive it is and hard it is to do, if you release these traumas, you will emerge from them powerful and solid. You will absolutely be able to take action in powerful and clear ways without being derailed by your inner emotional triggers. Then, in everyday shenanigans with a narcissist, you'll know when a certain message does not require a response, whereas before it might have sent you into a spin. You will be able to have boundaries, hold them, and enforce them without fear. And you will be able to gently, lovingly, and solidly respond to your children in ways that empower them rather than make them drown in deeper victimization. This step is completely foundational, essential, and it's truly the difference between struggling with co-parenting and achieving parallel parenting that works. I can't emphasize this enough. If you try parallel parenting while still feeling non-acceptance of the situation, triggered and victimized, you won't be able to create solidness and safety. This is because the entire time the narcissist is still receiving the psychic energy from you to keep going after you for narcissistic supply. Also, you will discover that the right people, assistance, answers, and breakthroughs don't come if there are unreleased traumas still screaming inside of you. What comes instead is life generating within you, to the letter, more of your already existing traumatized inner program beliefs about your situation. It's just how it works. My NARP program helps you release the trauma of co-parenting with a narcissist. It is the tool that these people who successfully parallel parent use. And over the years, I've had parents tell me that they don't have time to NARP because of the kids and the battles with the narcissist. But truly, this is when we need to be doing the inner work the most. It's the only way I know of to start getting off the trauma hamster wheel with a co-parenting narcissistic ex. Step number 3, create boundaries and accountability. The key to successfully parallel parenting is to legally create a strict parenting plan that contains as much detail in it that you feel necessary. The parenting plan is about parenting separately. It means that you don't do children's birthdays together. You have your own designated time for school and sporting events. You don't have contact when dropping off or picking up the children. And it also means that your ex can't just turn up at your house at any time. It's vital to put a lot of thought into the parenting plan so that there won't be any grey areas and all contact other than third-party channels is eliminated. Also, you need to include a third-party communication hub such as our Family Wizard. OFW is a favoured parallel parenting communication tool in the Thriver community, and I'm a really big fan of it for many reasons. Once set up, this portal is the only way you and the narcissist communicate. All communication is recorded, it can't be erased, and it's admissible in court. So if the narcissist changes the plan for the parenting access or doesn't even make contact, it's all recorded. There is no need for you to react, fix, or mop up the pieces, and it's most important that you don't. Your boundaries, coupled with working hard with NARP on any triggers that go off within you, means that you can answer any request that comes through our Family Wizard as this is what I am prepared to do and this is what I am not prepared to do. Do not comply to the narcissist's demands and changes. Stick to the agreed parenting plan. Then just record, date and collate every incident, and it'll be there in our Family Wizard as well. Stay calm, keep shifting out whatever arises within you and don't bite back. Make sure you get rid of all of the emotional charges on it as well. So the golden rule of using our Family Wizard is this: anything personal or abusive or accusatory, I remove myself from it and I don't reply to it, period. Don't bite. Any changes to the plan, I don't comply to. See your solicitor to enforce necessary boundaries. Do not try to bargain, reason with, or get the narcissist to understand. That feeds them exactly the attention that they're trying to get from you. Again, every step of the way, keep shifting out any fear or pain that's triggered off within you with NARP. When you use this portal correctly, and you are shifting out any fear or pain and don't respond, the narcissist gets no payoff. They won't get it physically from you and they will not get it psychically or energetically. He or she can't extract narcissistic supply, and what they are trying to do gets completely exposed because it's all recorded and accountable. And narcissists despise getting nothing from you. And if you're in court, give them nothing either. Don't look at the narcissist or even his or her solicitor and only speak directly to the judge. That infuriates narcissists. Then when finally you've become emotionally disinterested in reacting to the narcissist games and are simply dealing in your empowered, inwardly calm and solid way, everything shifts. Many narcissists truly stop their ridiculous behavior at this point. And I've seen countless narcissists capitulate and give people exactly what they asked for regarding custody and settlements. There is nothing more disconcerting for a narcissist than trying to affect a person who is no longer affected by them. Additionally, this empowerment and calmness often enrages narcissists, who then metaphorically hang themselves with huge outbursts of nastiness. A narcissist unraveling may be recorded on our Family Wizard or appear for all to see in a courtroom. From your side, please don't ever diagnose the narcissist as having a personality disorder. Don't try to expose character, but rather calmly present factual evidence regarding their behaviour. So important to know that. Many a thriver has legally won against a narcissist because of this happening. I promise you, the narcissist is nowhere near as powerful as you may think. Step number 4, become a thriver for your child. I totally believe that all of us, including our children, have at soul level made no mistakes about the learning, healing, and growing journeys that we are on. I know how well my son and countless children of other thrivers have fared in this community because of what we went through with them and because we led the way. Instead of staying victimized and telling our children how bad our life and their lives were because of being with narcissists, we do something completely different. We keep shifting out trauma and becoming wiser, more real, solid and true, regardless of what happened to us, what we lost, or what the narcissist continued to try to do. Leading by example, we teach our children incredible healing and empowerment because of what happened to us. As a result of working hard on our inner wounds, we clean up all the internal barriers to being self-generative. We start emerging healthier and more able to create security, life force, joy and resources. We release the hooks of dependency that make us hand our power away to abusers. We truly become more evolved parents despite circumstances than we have ever previously been. When Zach, my son, and I did a Facebook Live presentation together recently, he shared how previously he couldn't stand being around me. My victim energy was so toxic. Because of not healing myself effectively, I was completely absent for him. It wasn't until I knew my biggest mission for Zach was to get well that he did as well. And thank goodness I realized, because I nearly once lost him to parent alienation and then again to a drug and alcohol addiction. All of those things are now in the past, and we couldn't be closer as mother and son. Such a shift within us as parents means that when our children are dismayed by the narcissist's poor, disappointing or hurtful behavior, we can fully validate how hurtful this feels, but we stop reinforcing their helplessness and victimization. We don't rubbish the other parent, but empower our children instead. And we do this by teaching them their worth, boundaries, and rights through our own calm, clear actions. Also, we express to them how much we love them, see them, and believe in them, regardless of what anybody else is or isn't doing, including the narcissistic parent. I found that so many thrivers' children gravitate to the thriver parent, detach more and more from the narcissistic one, and become wise and empowered beyond their years. And I can't tell you how many special children who are connected to thriver parents in this community are doing their own internal organic versions of quantum freedom healing as a result of living with a thriver parent, even young children. Imagine being 4 years of age and letting go of internal trauma and filling up with source energy as a result of living with a parent who does this. It's happening. We have one little boy in our community who does that at 4 years of age. It's amazing. And he is amazing. We are leading the way for these little quantum beings. As adults, these children, as a result of a healing and evolving parent leading the way, will not have to continue unconsciously being involved in abusive relationships in order to awaken to the healing and evolution back to themselves. What an incredible gift to get this out of the way so young. Can you imagine if we could have? Can you understand how this sets up the future generations to be conscious, authentic, and free from abuse? What a gift. I so hope that this video has helped. As I said before, it is completely my belief that if you are co-parenting, you need all the support, power, and inner shifting you can get for you and your children. So I invite you to join me in my free webinar where I can take you through a quantum freedom healing to get you started. And you can do this by clicking the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe so that you'll be notified as soon as each new one is released. And if you like this, click the like button. Also, please share with your communities, especially those you know who are co-parenting, so that we can help people awaken to these truths. And as always, I'm greatly looking forward to answering your comments and your questions below about this very important topic. So until the next one, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.